Oh no, what a catastrophe. She's stuck in the gate.
She's just staggering.
And what a fall!
Surely she could have avoided that one.
Oh no.
She was only trying to compensate for crashing into that gate.
Surely it would have been better to slow down.
Oh, he's got problems with the gate.
Wow, he's taking the gate with him.
Watch out, everybody!
Oh, he's fallen. If he keeps hitting gates like that, he'll be out of the medal guaranteed.
Just too risky to be in the medals.
No, he's catapulted clean out of his skis.
Wow! Oh, look out!
Oh, straight into the gate.
Risking a real fall there. Ouch, that was a hard fall.
Ow. That's bad luck.
Yes, but there was a clear mistake before.
Oh my, she'll have to avoid mistakes like that.
Wow, she missed the gate.
One more mistake and it's all over.
It seems as though she really does want to run the risk of disqualification.
Aggressive strategy, but it rarely pays off. And there she makes... Oh no, not another mistake. Didn't she see that one coming?
Another mistake at the gate. She's out. All prospects are gone and she's to blame.
Oh, now that was a miserable performance to finish this tournament on. Oh no, he missed that gate.
He's running just too many risks and that rarely pays off. Another mistake.
You know, he needs to temper that aggression.
He's running the risk of being disqualified. If he doesn't concentrate from here, the race will rapidly be over for him.
He's really going to have to watch himself, otherwise he's going to be out of the competition. And he's had it.
He has to take responsibility for that disqualification himself. He's been much too aggressive in that race.
And too unsteady.
That was just one mistake too many.
Yeah, but sadly, that's no surprise.
And that's the end for him.
That's a pity, but he simply wanted too much.
Gate fault.
Gate fault.
Fault.
Fault. Miss the gate.
Missed the gate. And another gate fault. Again, such a fault.
And another gate fault.
Fault again.
Miss the gate once again. Oh no, not again.
Not looking good.
One more fault and that's it. Ah, again.
One more fault and this race is over. And that's a disqualification. And that's it. A premature end of this race. What a shame.
Disqualified. Missed the pole.
Oh, she missed the pole. Oh, watch out! Watch out for the fence!
Whoa!
The fence. Oh, she has to be careful.
Oh, that could have gone badly. Oh no, the fence. Gonna have to be more careful.
Oh, he's careening into the fence.
And that's the end of his race. Oh no, straight into the fence. Just a momentary lapse of concentration and your race is over that quickly. Oh no, surely not. That was full tilt straight into the safety fence. Oh no, right into the fence. She was much too fast there and just simply couldn't avoid the security fence.
It's a genuine shame that her race must end like this.
Sure is.
A great race.
Yes, a solid performance.
Excellent, well done.
Yes, it really was a pleasure to watch her today.
Great. No misses and a truly excellent race.
Congratulations.
Excellent. An impeccable race.
I have no quarrel there.
Good shooting and a perfect race. A very good performance.
Yes, absolutely right.
Yeah, fantastic. Almost no misses and an excellent race. She had a good race there.
She very nearly made it into one of the top positions.
A very solid performance. Good race, good shooting.
Yes, she must be satisfied with that.
Solid concentration in the shooting. She lost some time in the race, but her result is pleasing.
Yes, she may have lacked a little power at the end, but otherwise, it was a good race.
That was a really good race, but maybe she gave away victory in shooting.
Well, she should be happy with that performance anyway. A good race all in all, just her shooting let her down.
She really seemed to lack concentration there.
Sure did. An okay result, but to be honest, I had expected a little more of her.
Not a bad result by any stretch, but she won't be happy with that performance.
You know, she just couldn't raise her level. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Well, I don't know about that. The shooting seemed to go pretty well, but in the race she definitely gave away some positions unnecessarily.
Yeah, she could have done better.
Her shooting was good. Her racing lost her just too much time. Her performance today was so-so, I'd say.
Yes, her concentration was lacking during the shooting, wasn't it?
A real pity. The result? Well, what can I say? She gave her all during the race, but...
Well, she simply made too many errors during the shooting.
Well, I think she expected more of herself.
But that's for sure. That result will be a bitter pill to swallow. No doubt about it, a weak performance.
Very weak. Her coach will have a few words to say to her afterwards.
You got that right.
A disastrous performance.
It really was.
I hoped she'd have achieved a much better result.
Yeah, you're right. Her shooting was okay. But on the trail, well, she just wasn't on top form at all. Months of preparation, painstaking practice, and now to give such a poor performance on the day.
What a shame. She is capable of so much more.
Well, what can one say? She's wholly responsible for this result.
The shooting was horrible, but I don't think we should be too harsh on her.
Well, after that performance, anybody would be due for a fair amount of criticism, to be honest.
Yes, the overall time says it all. There was nothing right in this race, and the shooting, what a real catastrophe. Good speed now. Very good performance.
Yes, high speed. If she can keep this pace until the finish, she'll be in the top ranking.
She's reached a fast speed now.
Well, let's hope her fitness comes into its own.
Convincing speed.
Yes, if she has enough reserves later on, she'll have a great race.
The speed is very high, but I'm afraid she's overdoing it a little, which might make it difficult when it comes to the shooting.
Yes, you need a really steady, balanced hand for the shooting, and that's impossible when you're out of breath. She's giving everything she's got, but the danger is that she'll be out of breath and off the pace at the end.
That's truly an incredible speed.
Let's just hope she's not overdoing it.
Very high speed now.
Yes, but it could well be sapping her energy too soon. She may pay dearly for this when it comes to the shooting.
Now comes the shooting. So this is the prone shooting. Well rested, she starts the first shooting. She seems to be out of breath. This could well cause her some problems in this area. She was very convincing on the trail up till now.
Well, let's see if her shooting will be up to it too.
Her time is not perfect.
Let's just hope she can compensate for it in the shooting.
Now for the standing shooting. And now we have the second shooting section. Yes! She was hardly out of breath upon arrival. That will help her achieve a steady hand. I wonder if she is composed enough for the shooting now.
Well, we'll see.
Good race. Now it's down to the shooting. This is the last of the shooting section. She can't allow herself any misses if she wants to achieve a top ranking. Hit. Hit again.
Hit. Hit again.
Hit again. And again. Another hit. And that's a good one, too. The first one's a hit. Second hit.
3 hits. Superb.
Now the last one. Fault.
Fault.
Fault again.
Fault. Another fault.
And another miss. Fault again. Missed again.
And that one's a fault too.
Second miss.
Third miss already. 4 misses. Sadly hit by a total lack of concentration.
No fault.
Great.
No miss. Just great shooting.
She takes to the course again without any fault.
5 shots, 5 hits.
Stupendous.
1 fault at shooting, a good basis for the race. 1 fault.
Oh, she can live with that.
2 misses. Now that is costly. 2 faults. Now she really has to step it up.
It is possible to make up for those penalty seconds, but not easily.
3 faults. Penalty time. 3 misses. This level of lost time will certainly be hard to make up. 4 misses. She'll be severely hampered by that. 4 faults in shooting. Terrible. And the 5th one is a miss too.
She's totally out of it.
Not 1 hit.
It's not often we see something like this at this level. Bit by bit, her energy seems to be draining away.
She has kept up a very high speed over large sections, so maybe now she needs to consider working to achieve a winning but manageable pace.
Yeah, I agree. It looks as if she's unable to give it 100% anymore.
She's no longer totally fit.
Mind you, I think she still has some reserves.
Slowly, her strides seem to be reducing and her legs tiring.
Obviously, keeping up such a pace must really be eating into her reserves.
You can see the strain. It looks like she has run out of energy already. Bit by bit, her strength is really starting to sap away. Very soon, she may well have nothing left at all to give.
Yep, she's down to her last gasp as she drags herself towards the finish.
The strain is clearly etched on her face.
She didn't balance her pace and energy reserves correctly, and now she's paying for it dearly.
Slight contact with the boards. Minor contact with the boards.
Board slightly touched.
The bob touches the boards.
That's not a major problem.
The bob is touching the boards a little roughly. And again the boards.
That was certainly not good. Oh my, that'll cost some time.
A thoroughly unpleasant contact there with the boards.
That'll cost time again.
That race doesn't seem to be going too cleanly for them. Oh, they really need to focus harder.
Another collision. Now that looked bad.
They should avoid things like that.
It is just too easy to throw away tenths of a second and the race.
Very powerful race.
Yes, but he must maintain his strength until the finish.
Now this is the high-speed section.
Yes, but he's going to have to keep his stamina to the very end, though, and that is the challenge.
High-speed section now. Very powerful stuff, this. Just watch him go.
Wow!
A very fast race there.
Yes, he's flying!
He's very fast indeed.
Yeah, he's definitely very fast. But I wonder whether he can maintain this pace over the entire distance.
He's truly giving it his all.
Yes, but I'm not sure that it will last until the end.
High speed. Very high speed.
Yeah, but I reckon that he should keep some back. If he keeps up this pace, he runs the risk of blowing it in the middle section, never mind the final run up to the finish.
It's impossible to keep this speed up for the whole of the race.
He shouldn't overstretch himself too soon.
He looks a little tired already.
Yeah.
He seems to be a little fatigued already.
Well, maybe he should calm things down a bit. He appears to have lost his edge a little.
He looks pretty exhausted now.
No wonder, if you think of the speed and pace he set off at.
Oh, he looks worn out now.
Yes, he's definitely losing his rhythm.
The high-speed takeoff at the beginning appears to be taking its toll.
He really doesn't look too good anymore.
He might well be on his knees in a few minutes. He starts today with an excellent basis from the ski jumping.
Well, today he is a good prospect for winning the combined.
His situation after yesterday's jumping is very promising.
And if he can really deliver a good race performance today, he might reach the podium.
The jumping wasn't perfect by his standards, but he's not that far behind the leaders. There's still hope for a medal.
Well, of course there is.
He's way behind the leaders after yesterday's jumping.
I can't see him making it onto the podium. However, he might still notch up further in the rankings in the skiing event.
After the ski jumping, he's in the lead. Let's see if he can defend his position in the cross-country skiing. He starts in second position, a good basis to build strongly from within this race. He's third after the ski jumping. He starts in fourth position and will certainly be aiming to move up 1 or 2 rankings. Fifth position after the jumping. There's still a fair chance for a medal. He starts sixth in this race. It is certainly going to be hard to get to the very top, but never say never in these games. Despite his difficult position, he's 7th, he has great plans for today.
Yes, if he has a good race, that would make up for the disastrous jump. He will certainly be trying his hardest to escape from his trailing position and edge his way towards the top. It won't be a walk in the park, but he is a very capable and gritty athlete indeed.
He sure is. A fantastic performance.
Yeah, she really had an amazing pace and an amazing race.
She's almost spent at the finish, but she has every right to be totally exhausted after such an extraordinary performance.
Yes, that was fantastic.
An impeccable performance, faultless shooting, and a great race. Extraordinary. Fantastic!
Yeah, really great.
She did everything perfectly. Judged her own strength well, shot reliably.
Amazing.
That was a nearly perfect performance.
Good shots and a fantastic race.
That was an outstanding result, thanks to fantastic results in shooting and an excellent race.
Well done. That really was something.
A good result. She'll be in the top group now. She finishes this competition with a good result. She should be very satisfied with her performance, perfect in shooting.
Yeah, but maybe she should have saved her strength a little bit better. That might have improved her ranking still further.
Faultless shooting, good race. Yes, she can be satisfied.
Yeah, I agree.
She should be happy with that result, although I got the impression that she lacked composure and concentration in the shooting.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
No, that's not what I wanted to say. She was in good form today.
Yes, I like that race too. Well, finally, that's a good result for her.
Astonishing how she could get so far up front after her disastrous shooting. She's a real fighter. She showed us that she never gave up the race. Unfortunately, she was too worked up to excel at the shooting range.
Yeah, sadly, that was a disaster.
Wow! Who would have thought that she'd have ended up with such a good performance after all those problems on the shooting range?
Well, I certainly didn't. That was great fighting spirit, I should say.
Well, that performance was so-so. Unfortunately, she just couldn't seem to access her full potential.
Yeah, I genuinely expected more of her.
Her perfect performance at the shooting range was neutralized by her bad race. A biathlete of her experience should be able to judge her strength much better than that.
You got that right.
That was a race without any real direction. Her shooting was brilliant, but the rest...
Oh, a weak performance.
Well, I suppose at least the shooting was okay. This performance is not reflective of her abilities. At least she fought hard, but it's certainly a bit disappointing, I must say.
Yeah, at least for me. I personally thought she would do much better.
She put up a solid fight, but after such terribly poor shooting performance, there was nothing else she could do. Now that's a pity. The shooting was a complete disaster, but she never gave up. She's a real fighter. Unfortunately, that was not enough in today's field.
No.
Disappointing, particularly for her.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Such a poor performance.
That wasn't convincing at all. Neither the shooting or the race itself.
She was all over the place today.
How can you reasonably explain the drop in her performance level today? What do you think?
Well, I'm trying to find an explanation, but, well, I reckon she was simply out of sync today. It's just not her day today, I'm afraid. Nothing went right for her today. So many faults in shooting, and then this horrible race.
Well, the race was almost okay.
Well, no, that was really bad, too.
I'm sure that even she cannot explain that bad performance.
I simply don't get it either. They did a great job, both of them.
First class.
Whoa, these girls are fast today.
An excellent time. Effective teamwork is always reflected by a good time. That's nice. A good time for them.
Yeah, you can be happy with that.
Unfortunately, they couldn't access their potential today.
This time just doesn't do justice at all.
The teamwork didn't deliver the goods today.
Well, the time is okay, I suppose.
I suppose they are a little dissatisfied.
Yeah, I think so too. They certainly had hoped for more, but with that kind of time, no way. That really is a pity for both of them.
Excellent result.
Great teamwork. Everything went brilliantly, didn't it?
Yes, that was top class. Congratulations to all 4 guys.
Yes, congratulations to those guys.
That looked pretty good. Man, you can tell they were really together in there.
That was a convincing race.
Absolutely. Their race was okay.
Yeah, but I'm positive they won't be happy with that result. Oh, the time.
We have often seen better from them before. Well, I can safely state that they're far from top form.
That's true. The time tells us that things didn't run smoothly in this race. Too many mistakes were made. What a pity. I would have bet good money that they'd have done far better.
They're obviously disappointed.
I should say so.
He's totally exhausted, but what a performance! An absolutely fantastic race.
Absolutely great.
That was an extraordinary race for him. He absolutely deserves this result. Congratulations on this fantastic performance.
Super.
That's an amazing time, a great race for him. That's a good time for this cross-country race. I'm sure he's satisfied with that.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a good result for him. He could have been a little better today, but he still achieved a very respectable performance.
Very respectable.
A good time. He should be proud of this result.
Yes, although he might have hoped for more.
Well, I really do think he had a good race.
Yeah, of course he did.
That performance was fair to middling.
I can't be satisfied with it. He's not in top form today.
Yes, we all know that he can perform better, himself included, but today simply wasn't his day.
I don't think so. No, I didn't appreciate that at all.
That was anything but a good performance.
Well, I'm disappointed.
Me too. He can and he must achieve better than that, but it's probably himself who's most disappointed. The pressure may have got to him.
I think he might just have pushed himself a little too hard today.
That was a really weak performance to finish on. He was full of resolve, but he didn't show any of it in the race.
I had the impression that he just wasn't with it today.
He's dragging himself to the finish line, but look at the time.
Oh, what a disappointment. That was really a dreadful performance.
An impressive performance, just excellent in both disciplines. His jumping was convincing, and with this race, he's finally assured himself a top position. After an extraordinary performance in the jumping, he has had an excellent race.
An altogether brilliant performance. A great result.
You could already tell in the jumping event that all he wanted was first place, and today in skiing, he gave it his all. Great.
Earlier on the ski jump, he was excellent, and now in the race, he did everything right again.
A well-deserved result.
I'll say.
In ski jumping, he's already shown what he's capable of, and now he's certainly confirmed his form in this race. Yes, a very good performance today.
And his jumping was excellent too. If only he'd made a better jump, but still a good result. He gave everything, no doubt.
And he should therefore improve his ranking. After his good result in jumping, he lost a little time on the trail. A good performance all around, but it could have been even better. A middling performance, but an acceptable result.
Well, I suppose he had pictured himself doing better in the race.
Can he be satisfied with this result?
I can't tell, but I, for my part, had hoped for a medal.
If he was hoping before the race that he could make up for that lost time, he must be a bit disappointed now.
Oh, I think he can live with it.
He's come off badly, so he must be pretty disappointed after this race.
But he'll just have to live with it. A better result wouldn't have been justified.
After his good jump, we had hoped for a more determined race here today.
Yes, but you somehow got the impression that his heart wasn't truly in it.
Well, sometimes even a good race isn't enough in the end.
This doesn't assure him a good ranking in the combined either.
That's a fantastic result at the end of the ski jumping event. An excellent basis to go into the cross-country skiing.
This is first-class ski jumping.
Now the cross-country skiing will show whether he can maintain the lead. This is a very great start and a very good basis to build upon into the skiing event.
Everything's possible for him now, even victory.
He's completed the ski jumping and has a good chance for a medal. Let's see if he can keep up this form in the skiing competition.
I absolutely believe he's capable of that.
It could be hard to make up for the time he lost in the jumping event.
Oh, I'd say that's not so difficult. He wants that podium, so he'll go all out tomorrow in the skiing.
Do you think he's satisfied with this result?
Well, of course he had hoped for a better finish before the cross-country skiing, but he's not that far behind in the medal rankings.
It will be hard for him to make up for this poor performance in cross-country skiing.
Yes, it's almost impossible. I don't figure that he will make it into the top rankings from here on.
Oh, he'll have to put in a really good performance in skiing if he wants to get a good final ranking.
And to be honest, I just can't see him doing it.
Let's wait and see. Wow, after such an impeccable performance, I wonder if there's anyone who might beat her today. Whoa, what a great time! Who is possibly going to be a match for her? Excellent! We had expected much from her knowing that she's in top form, but that race was really something else. She's sure to gain a place on the podium with that time. She's really come up to scratch and fulfilled everybody's expectations with that time.
Yeah, but even so, it might not be good enough for gold today.
A convincing performance.
She's had a very good race.
Unfortunately, she just couldn't make the most of her potential. She can't exactly keep pace with her opponents today.
Nope.
She doesn't seem to have started on top form.
Now, that wasn't particularly brilliant, was it?
No, she can definitely perform better.
Oh, a weak performance. I'm not used to seeing this.
Cover your eyes. She's capable of far, far more. I've never seen her perform like this.
No, I haven't either.
That performance will not be enough for a decent finish position. Now that's impressive. A great, great performance. What an outstanding performance right to the very end.
Congratulations. That really was perfect.
Wow, fantastic. What a great time.
In this form, he'll be almost invincible.
Wow, who would have expected that?
Well, of course he was one of the best, but that race, what an incredible performance. Now, honestly, I would never have expected that.
He's in good form.
Yes, you should be pleased with this race.
He's right in line for a medal with this time.
I think so.
Now that was a solid race for him with a good time, too. Look at the time.
Yeah, too many mistakes. He made too many mistakes. That time isn't much.
He won't be on the podium today, I'm afraid. That time is no surprise. He simply couldn't find his rhythm today.
Oh no, a totally bungled race. That time will never be good enough for him.
Now he really has to forget about that race as fast and as best he can.
I'd say so.
A great time!
Great time! Whoa! Fantastic. Now that was absolutely a fantastic performance.
Unbelievable.
Wow, an excellent result. It will be very hard to beat. Extraordinary.
An excellent time. I'd say that was good enough for a medal.
Even for gold, maybe. A really good time. Yes, good time.
Very impressive result. A convincing performance. Good time.
Yeah, it might even be good enough for a medal.
That's not a spectacular time.
That's okay, but nothing to shout about. No way.
A rather mediocre performance if he'd only zoned in more.
That time leaves much to be desired.
It is certainly not good enough for a top place.
Not at all.
Well, the result speaks for itself. Could have been better.
That's not really a very convincing time.
No, it's certainly rather average.
Sure is. Poor time.
Disappointing.
That's too bad.
With such a performance, you cannot expect to be placed anywhere today in this field. That time won't come near to a podium place.
That's beyond reach, I'd say.
Poor performance. Very poor performance.
No, not like that.
Too bad. Oh, no. No.
No.
No.
No.
Oh. No, no. Nope, that's not good.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Ugh.
I don't. What is he doing? What is she doing?
Yes, great. Great.
Great. Good. Well done.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah!
Good.
Nice. Nice.
Very nice.
Very good.
Very good.
Ah.
Excellent. Yes, very good. Good. A great performance.
Good performance.
He's doing great. She's doing great. That's a clear improvement on the first round. Oh, better, much better than in the first round.
A better intermediate time than in the first round.
Ah, you can really see an improvement in the intermediate time.
Yeah, you can. Everything's working fine up to now.
This is great teamwork. So nice to see it in action. And after such an impressive intermediate time, I believe they are capable of anything today.
I agree. Great intermediate time.
Seems like they want to prove themselves today.
Sure do.
Yes, good time.
But if they want to get a gold, they have to improve.
So, good time. Hardly any mistakes. They lost some time in this section.
Well, it'll be hard to make up for it, but anything is still possible.
After that clumsy ride, the intermediate time tells us that they won't have any of the top results today.
Well, let's just wait and see. Maybe they can move up in a more comfortable position.
They're far behind already after the intermediate time.
That's not surprising. Their race has hardly been smooth.
The intermediate time is merciless. It reveals every single mistake.
And unfortunately, there were a lot of them.
Yes, there were. Oh, it's great fun watching them. A fantastic intermediate time, well deserved by this excellent run. Yes, excellent. This is a demonstration of good bobbing.
You know, if they can keep this up right to the finish, they're going to be hard to beat.
Nice to see their teamwork.
Yes, that's why they've achieved such a good intermediate time.
The intermediate time is looking pretty good.
Sure is. Hopefully they can even improve over the next section.
Yes, their faults are reflected by their intermediate time.
Yes, and now they have to make up for the lost time to get a good position.
The intermediate time is nothing to write home about.
No, but it's not all lost yet. Oh, the intermediate time. You can never make up for so many mistakes.
Nope. The intermediate time is excellent.
Absolutely. A very fast race up to now.
Very good intermediate time.
I'd say it's excellent.
The intermediate time?
Yeah, it looks great.
Good intermediate time.
The
intermediate time is acceptable.
Yeah, it could be better. The intermediate time could be better.
Yes, he hasn't shown his true potential yet.
Not yet. Oh, the intermediate time speaks volumes, doesn't it?
He doesn't seem himself. It's hard to find an explanation for such a poor performance. A terrible intermediate time.
You're right. If he doesn't get back into rhythm immediately, there'll be no hope for medal.
To be honest, I think it's already too late for a medal.
Probably.
Yeah, great. If she can keep this up to the very end, she'll be well ahead.
And that's an excellent intermediate time. She's really doing very well. Wow, she'll be hard to beat.
Let's wait for the finish, but for the time being, it looks absolutely fantastic. That's a pretty good intermediate time. Now she might try to push harder to get into the medals. Good intermediate times, but she can improve on that, I think.
It looks good up to now.
Yes, the time is good. Well, she's not come up to expectations. She really has to accelerate hard to make up time in that next section.
Well, I had expected more of her.
Me too.
Oh, she won't like that.
The intermediate time is not nearly good enough.
Oh, she's capable of far, far more.
I thought so.
And this is a poor intermediate time for her. Just look at that. Very poor intermediate time for her. He's really doing great.
Excellent intermediate time. That is truly an amazing intermediate time.
Sure is.
Oh, fantastic. If he goes on like this, he'll be a hard man to beat today.
Now that's an intermediate time you can be proud of.
The next section is critical if he's to make the medals. Good intermediate time. He can do it if he keeps his head during the rest of the race. Looks good up to now. If he can accelerate a little, he'll be right up with the leaders. Oh no, he will not be happy with this.
Not at all.
That's nothing to shout about.
Well, he's going to have to try and concentrate much harder, otherwise he can kiss goodbye to a top 3 position.
That's a terrible intermediate time. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, we'd better not talk about the intermediate time.
I think he'd prefer that too, I suppose.
Excellent intermediate time.
Sure is. Great performance.
The intermediate time's fantastic. Good intermediate time. That's a pretty good intermediate time.
Looking good.
I'll say. The intermediate time is okay.
Yeah.
That's an okay intermediate time.
That's somewhere about average, I'd say. The intermediate time? Oh, no.
Oh, it'll be hard to make up for that loss of time. Oh, clearly the intermediate time is much worse than in the first round. What a pity. The intermediate time is nowhere near as good as in the first round.
That's a shame.
The intermediate time? Not quite as good as in the first round. The intermediate time is just a tad worse than in the first round. Welcome to the biathlon in Cesana San Sicario. Welcome to the women's bobsleigh competition at Cesana Periol. Welcome to the 4-man bobsleigh competition at Cesana Periol. Welcome to the cross-country skiing in Pragelato Plan. Welcome to the cross-country skiing section of the Nordic Combined at Pragelato. Welcome to the downhill competition in Sestriere Borgata. Welcome to the giant slalom event in Sestriere Colla. Welcome to the K90 ski jumping competition on the Standard Hill at Pragelato. Welcome to the K120 ski jumping competition on the large hill at Pragelato. Welcome to the ski jumping section of the Nordic Combined at Pragelato. Welcome to the luge competition at Cesana Periol. Welcome to the 500-meter ladies speed skating at the Turin Oval Lingotto. Welcome to the 1,000-meter ladies speed skating at the Turin Oval Lingotto. Welcome to the 1,500-meter ladies speed skating at the Turin Oval Lingotto. Welcome to the slalom event in Sestriere Colla. Welcome to the Super G competition in Sestriere Borgata. The posture was impeccable.
An almost perfect jump. He must get some top scores on that one.
A great jump.
The judges will certainly be satisfied. A good jump, I'd say. Let's see what the judges think of it.
The style score for this jump must be pretty good.
Yes, almost no mistakes during the flight.
The posture wasn't perfect.
Well, it was an acceptable jump, but certainly not a good one.
A shaky flight.
Yes, he'll get points deducted from his style score.
Lots of corrections during the flight. I'm sure the judges must have spotted them. The style score will not be brilliant after that flight.
Nope, it was much too shaky. Incredible distance!
Wow! Very impressive distance. A good distance for him there.
Pretty good jump, that one. The distance is okay, but nothing thrilling.
That won't be enough to get in the medals. The distance? Well, it's okay.
Yes.
That was an early landing.
Bit more of a hop than a jump, if you ask me.
Not a good distance.
Nope, absolutely not.
Perfect telemarking.
Absolutely great.
Very nice landing. Good landing.
Very good, yes.
That was not a perfect landing.
He just couldn't make the telemarking work for him. Bit of a rough landing, that one.
No telemark.
There'll be further deductions.
The landing, well, it was okay.
Yeah, but it certainly wasn't brilliant. Whoa, he almost fell.
Yikes.
Oh, only just avoids a fall. He might easily have fallen on that one.
A really bad landing. There's no words for it.
Nope, he very nearly fell. Oh, no.
He fell.
No!
Oh, no, he fell.
Forget about that jump. That didn't look good.
Let's hope he's not seriously injured.
I hope not.
Great takeoff. Perfect timing. Nicely done there.
Great takeoff.
The takeoff looked good. Yes, nice takeoff. The takeoff was pretty good.
Yeah, but I'm sure he didn't find the right point to take off there.
Slight problems at takeoff.
The timing was definitely off.
Oh, that was a poor takeoff. He must improve his timing.
No, that takeoff was very weak. He took off far too late.
Given that, he won't make a good distance on this jump. He missed the takeoff.
Well, he's not going to achieve anything decent with that one.
A very high-speed start. The wax really seems to be working well for this athlete.
The speed is great.
Good speed. The speed looks pretty good.
Yes, posture, wax, everything's looking fine on this run.
The speed is average.
Yes, the posture on the in-run wasn't too hot.
The speed at takeoff was not perfect.
No, not at all, really. The posture looked far too unstable.
He must work much harder to get more speed there.
Yeah, if there's a lack of power already on the in-run, well, it's really hard to make a good distance.
Oh, he's much too slow.
Yeah.
He very slightly touches the boards. Not a problem. It should hardly cost him any time. He touches the boards.
Yes, but just ever so slightly.
He's touching the boards.
That was not so good.
Again, the boards.
He really can do better. I've seen it.
His race is not that convincing.
Not at all. Ouch! Watch out!
And again, he skidded against the boards. That is costly. Did you know that alpine skiing became an Olympic discipline in 1936 in Garmisch-Partenkirchen, and that year only the combined was held?
Oh, right.
There have been heated discussions up until 1948 regarding just who should be allowed to take part in alpine competitions.
Of course, the amateur question. There were some who said that skiing instructors were to be excluded.
Because they were paid professionals?
Exactly.
I'm eager to know whether she will live up to expectations again. There's huge pressure on her. The next few seconds will show if all those months of hard practice will actually deliver when it counts. I wonder what's going through her mind. She's been waiting a very long time for this moment. Now she's got to perform and deliver under such incredible competitive pressure.
Wow, you can see the pressure and tension in her face.
She must keep a cool head.
You're right.
An Olympic medal firmly in her sights as she makes her final race preparations. The American is now preparing for the race. Now it's the women's turn. Here's our American athlete. Now here's the American athlete. The Japanese athlete is preparing to start. Despite just a few Japanese fans here today, they're creating an amazing atmosphere. What a noise from those guys. Now there's a Japanese athlete at the start. Now here's the German preparing for the off. The German is definitely ready to start. The German athlete is preparing to start. The French competitor is carefully preparing for her turn. The next off is a French racer, hurling herself onto the slope. And now here goes the French woman. The Spanish competitor is ready to start. The Spanish competitor is just itching to start her race. The next athlete at the start is Spanish. Now we have an Italian athlete waiting for the start. The Italian competitor is the next woman to race. The next racer is from Italy. Wow, just listen to that crowd scream and shout.
This Italian athlete really is their favorite.
Yep. And now, once again, we can certainly hear those Italian fans so passionately cheering, almost screaming their fellow countrywoman onwards. The Norwegian is mentally preparing for the race. What focus. This truly is a top-flight competitor. The Norwegian is now ready at the start. Next to go is the Norwegian competitor. Now the Canadian is preparing for the race. The next athlete is from Canada. She's from Canada. Now the Russian is preparing to start. The next athlete is from Russia. The Russian fans are all tremendously excited.
Yeah, they're really getting fired up.
The Austrian athlete is preparing for the start. Next is the Austrian. This is what the Austrian fans have been waiting for so long.
You know, she's a true superstar back in Austria.
And making her final preparations, we now have the British competitor. And now here's the Brit preparing for her turn. The next athlete is from Great Britain. Let's see just what kind of shape he is in today. Now it's all or nothing. Now he has to show what he is capable of. You can clearly see the tension in his face.
I can't wait to see what kind of time he can achieve here today.
Will he live up to everybody's expectations?
We will certainly know very soon.
He's visualizing each and every bend.
Well, he seems well prepared, but let's see how well he can put it into practice.
Oh, yes. Over this last few months, his coach has given him the ultimate preparation for the race of his life.
Yeah, a truly great job all around. We're about to see if it is enough to get him into the medals, though.
He's very focused.
Mind you, I'm sure we'd all be doing a bit of soul-searching before this start.
He's on absolute top form. Now he needs to put that into medal-winning all-out action. He's been in incredible form all season. Let's see if he can crown the season with an Olympic medal.
Well, he's going for gold, of course.
Yeah, for gold. The next athlete is preparing diligently. It's now or never.
And we're all curious to know just what he's thinking right now.
You can cut the tension with a knife. What a start this is going to be.
He's dealing well with the pressure. Mind you, a well-trained professional athlete always does.
The next one to start is one of America's finest athletes. The American guy's preparing to start. Here comes the American. The American athlete is concentrating so very hard on his race. The huge number of American fans are giving every ounce of their support to their athletes. Now, this is the Japanese starting. Now, a Japanese athlete is starting. The Japanese athlete is doing his final preparations. The Japanese fans are celebrating their hero right from the very start.
This is truly fabulous support for the athletes today.
And this is the German athlete. Up next, a German athlete. The German is now preparing for his start. The German fans are really warming up, inspiring encouragement for their hero. And here is the French competitor. Now we have a French athlete ready at the start. Here's the French guy. The French fans are roaring, supporting their hero. Now we have a Spanish athlete preparing. This is a Spanish athlete doing his final preparations. The Spanish guy is ready to go. The Spanish fans are just wildly celebrating their idol.
Let's all hope he'll live up to their passionate expectations.
Now we have an Italian athlete at the start. Now the Italian athlete is really getting revved up for the best possible start. So this is an Italian athlete. What crowd support! A real home advantage for this Italian athlete. Now here's an Italian who's about to start. The Italian fans are simply in awe.
This is their favorite athlete at the start now. Wow. Can you just hear that support from the home audience for the Italian guy?
Well, if he can achieve as good a performance as this audience is giving, he's really got nothing to worry about.
You're right about that.
The Norwegian is preparing to start. Up next is an athlete from Canada. Now we see the Canadian doing his final preparations before the start. The Canadian fans are supporting their idol to the absolute max. The next athlete is a Canadian. The Canadian is preparing for his performance. The next participant is from Canada. The Canadian is preparing to start. All his fans must now have their fingers crossed for him.
Come on.
The next racer is from Russia. Here's the Russian athlete. The Russian is waiting for his start. Now the Russian fans are really making their presence felt. Wow. The Austrian athlete is clearly preparing mentally for this race. Now we have an Austrian at the start. Next athlete starting, an Austrian. Now it's time for the Austrian fans to keep their fingers crossed. And now the British athlete up next. Now we have a British guy waiting confidently at the start. The Brits preparing for the race. Now, next up's an English competitor.
British.
Right, British. It really is getting exciting for the British fans.
A truly great atmosphere at the start here today.
It's an amazing atmosphere here today. What a fantastic audience.
Yeah, it's great to see such fans.
The huge number of international fans are creating a fabulously competitive atmosphere. The international fans here are showing a very fair and sporting attitude. There's truly an Olympic atmosphere here at Torino 2006.
It couldn't get any better.
Absolutely not. Today's competition is once again a complete sellout. The stadium is jam-packed.
A world-class atmosphere.
Congratulations to this audience. They are truly inspiring the athletes here today.
Just fantastic to watch.
Just the last few preparations. Concentrating very hard before the start. It really is now up to each individual.
It's absolutely all or nothing.
Last-minute preparations. Total focus, total concentration. The last seconds before the start. Next up, we have the good old US of A.
Coming next, the United States of America. America is preparing feverishly now.
It is just incredible how many American fans have traveled here to Torino to support their fellow countrymen. Fantastic.
Sure is.
And now the American fans will all be on absolute tenterhooks.
This is Japan.
Now we have Japan up at the start. Japan is preparing to start. Hold on, everybody. There are even a couple of fans from Japan to help liven things up a bit.
Well, they're really doing a good job.
The Japanese fans are now truly rooting for their heroes to win.
This is Germany at the start.
At the start now, Germany. Germany is preparing to start. It's just magic to see how many German fans are present here at Torino 2006.
It's an absolutely inspiring atmosphere throughout the entire games.
Yeah.
You know, the fan support is so important for every single athlete.
Once again, the German fans have their fingers and toes firmly crossed.
Next up, France. France is coming next.
The French athlete is preparing to start. What a visibly great mood we see amongst the French fans.
They're giving their absolute all.
The French fans are keeping their fingers crossed again.
This is Spain at the start. Spain is coming next.
Spain is preparing to start. What a smoldering competitive atmosphere the Spanish crowd is creating. The whole Spanish population must be keeping their fingers crossed at this point in time.
I can imagine.
This is Italy starting.
Coming next, Italy. Ah, can you hear the Italian fans?
How could I not? The Italian fans are just so massively excited and so committed.
Yeah, they really are a great audience.
It's really nice to see the Italian fans cheer on athletes from the other countries.
Absolutely.
The whole of Italy must be eagerly watching their TV screens at this very moment.
This is Norway.
Next up, Norway. Norway is preparing to start.
Positively great to see that once again the Norwegian fans are clearly the loudest.
What'd you say? Canada is at the start now.
Coming next, Canada. Here is the Canadian athlete.
The Canadian fans are reaching a fevered pitch. What an incredible spectacle.
This is Russia. Coming next, Russia.
Russia is preparing to start. We can hear the Russian fans right up here in the commentary box.
Fantastic stuff.
Now at the start, Austria. The Austrian athlete is making the final start preparations.
So this is Austria. The Austrian fans really know how to enjoy their sports and their support. Well, it's purely inspiring.
Great Britain is starting now.
This is Great Britain.
The British fans are jumping, cheering, and shouting. We certainly wouldn't lose these guys in that crowd.
No way.
Fingers crossed for Great Britain. Here's the U.S. team doing their last preparations before the race. The Americans are at the start now. The Americans are preparing to start. The U.S. Bob is ready to start. The American team have an amazing legion of fans here to support them and help them win. Awesome. The Japanese Bob team is at the start now. The next team is Japan. Here we have the German team doing their limbering up exercises before the start. The next Bob team to start is Germany. The next Bob starting is France. Here we have the French team preparing for the race. This is the Spanish Bob. Coming next, the Spanish team. Here's the Italian Bob. The Italian Bob team is preparing for the race. The Italian Bob team is about to start their race. Here's the Norwegian Bob. Coming next, the Norwegian team. The next team on the Bob track is from Canada. This is the Canadian Bob. This is the Russian Bob. The Russian Bob team. And this is the Austrian Bob. The Austrian Bob team is preparing to start. The British Bob. We can now see the British Bob team preparing for their race. 4 years ago, Kati Wilhelm and Uschi Diesel celebrated a German double victory. The strong favorite Magdalena Forsberg was in third place.
It's funny how the results turn out sometimes, huh?
Sure is. One of the most successful biathletes of all times is the Russian Alexander Tikhonov.
Well, the Russians have generally been very successful at the Olympic Games.
In the first Winter Games in Chamonix, biathlon was just a demonstration sport. But in 1949, the IOC decided to include the sport officially in the program. However, it took until 1960 for the first actual competition to be held. In Salt Lake City, Einar Bjorndalen won all 4 competitions.
And after the single disciplines, he even led the Norwegian relay team to victory.
When it began, biathlon was first and foremost a sport for soldiers.
Yeah, soldiers were also the first to instigate and hold competitions.
A good biathlete needs fitness as well as concentration and tactical knowledge.
It's that exact combination that makes biathlon such a compelling sport to watch.
In 2002, Germany too, the men's bob won the competition.
And straight after them came the 2 American teams.
In 1897, the world's first bobsleigh club was founded in St. Moritz, Switzerland, spurring the growth of the sport in winter resorts throughout Europe. By 1914, bobsled races were taking place on a wide variety of natural ice courses. The 4-man bob competition has been in the Olympic program from the very beginning. In 1932, 2-man bob and 4-man bob were introduced. The most successful Olympic bobsleighers were Wolfgang Hoppe and Bogdan Musial. During his career, Musial won 7 and Hoppe 6 Olympic medals.
Wow.
In 1952, weight limits were introduced in bob.
Nowadays, a 4-man bob, including its team, may not weigh more than 630 kilos. And if the total weight is less than 630 kilos, then the team may take all-important ballast on board.
Cross-country skiing competitions were already held at the first official Winter Games in Chamonix. At the time, there were 2 competitions, 18 and 50 kilometers. Later on, the 18-kilometer competition was split into 15 and 10 kilometers. In cross-country skiing, it took some time before women were allowed to do it in Olympic Games. Men started as early as 1924, but the ladies had to wait until 1952.
At that time, there was only one competition over a distance of 10 kilometers.
At the very first Olympic Winter Games in 1924, it was the Norwegian Haug who won the 18 and 50 kilometers.
Well, the Norwegians. They've always been a great nation in Nordic competitions.
4 years ago, the Norwegian Tor Arne Hetland won the sprint.
Yeah, and silver went to Peter Schlickenrieder from Germany.
The first downhill races were held as early as the 19th century and were certainly rather primitive back then.
Yes, and strangely, the first slalom races were judged by style and not time.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
At the last Winter Olympic Games, it was the Austrian Fritz Strobel who won the gold medal in the downhill.
Oh yeah, the Austrian athletes are always so strong, aren't they?
Downhill is said to be the king's discipline of alpine skiing.
Absolutely. It is still the most prestigious race.
Did you know that in downhill, the athletes reach speeds of up to 120 kilometers per hour, or even faster?
Wow, those are truly crazy speeds.
By the way, listeners, did you know that downhill skiing is the discipline with the longest track and the highest speed?
Oh.
1952 was the first year that a giant slalom competition was held at the Olympic Games.
Believe it was Oslo, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. In Salt Lake City, Yannicka Kostelic won the gold medal in giant slalom. She also won the slalom and alpine combined, too.
Very impressive.
One of the outstanding athletes in this discipline is without doubt the Italian Alberto Tomba. He has won 5 Olympic medals altogether, and in 1988 won 2 gold medals in slalom and giant slalom.
Tomba dominated the technical disciplines like no one else.
Giant slalom, along with slalom, is one of the most technical disciplines within alpine skiing.
And more to do with the competitor's technical abilities than just with pure speed.
Ski jumping was already a discipline at the very first official Winter Games in 1924 in Chamonix. That was held on a normal hill of 70 meters.
And nowadays it's 90 meters for the standard hill.
For a long time, Norway has been the dominant nation in this discipline at the Olympic Winter Games. In the early years, up until 1952, they always won all of the 5 gold medals. It was only in 1956 that a Finnish athlete could celebrate an Olympic victory.
Oh.
On the in-run, the jumpers often reach a speed of more than 90 kilometers per hour.
Particularly if the waxer has done a great job.
I suppose the wind won't play any significant role in today's competition.
No, you can hardly feel it at all.
There's almost no wind today. Only a slight wind today. Almost perfect.
Sure is.
Only a slight crosswind today.
That's not a problem for these athletes.
There is a slight side wind.
Yeah, but these jumpers will be able to deal with it.
Slight crosswind. It'll scarcely influence today's competition. I must say there's definitely a slight tailwind today. Not perfect by anyone's standards, but the jumpers will still make some good distances anyway.
I think so.
This tailwind could well impact on the distances achieved in today's competition.
Well, it's only a lightish tailwind. There's a slight tailwind. Let's hope we still see some good distances nevertheless.
I hope so. A slight upwind. This is good conditions for the jumpers. There's a slight upwind on the hill today that could well make for good distances.
That's brilliant.
The slight upwind might well be good for him.
Yeah, let's see what he makes of it.
There's a pretty strong side wind today.
Well, I hope the jumpers don't get psyched out by it. The strong crosswind makes things pretty darn difficult for the athletes in this discipline in particular.
Yes, but at least they are actually competing under the same conditions. May the best athlete triumph.
You got that right. My goodness, there's a strong crosswind now.
That will definitely be rather difficult for the next jumpers.
Well, now they will have to prove just how good their technique is.
Oh, there's a strong crosswind building now. That will make big distances difficult for the next jumpers.
Yeah, it will really push the jumpers downward.
Strong tailwind. Not all perfect in anybody's book.
Well, there won't be any distance records here today.
The jumpers have to cope with a strong tailwind today.
Yeah, that's not good.
The wind is coming from the front. I think we should see some good jumps today. Perfect wind conditions. There'll be some excellent distances today.
There's a strong upwind today. If you can make the most of it, this could be a mega distance jump.
4 years ago, it was Simon Amann who won the competition on the normal hill, ahead of Sven Hannevald and Adam Malic. He then also won the large hill.
Oh, that was a great result.
Yes, it was. In Salt Lake City, the Swiss Simon Amann won on both the normal and large hills.
And on the large hill, Adam Malic got second place.
Nordic Combined is one of the first sports to be included in the Olympic program.
Yes, it certainly has a long tradition within the Winter Olympics.
In the past, Nordic Combined was dominated by the Norwegians. They won 10 out of the 18 titles in the single competitions.
But in Salt Lake City, it was Finland that delivered outstanding performances.
Even today, Nordic Combined is a sport reserved exclusively for men.
Well, I think that's probably simply because ski jumping is not that popular among women.
Until 1952, first they held the cross-country skiing and then the jumping. Nowadays, it's the other way around.
That was a wise decision. It's simply more exciting this way.
Especially in the first years of the Olympic Winter Games, The Norwegians demonstrated a clear and impressive superiority in the sport. During the first 4 Olympic Games to 1936, all 12 medals went to Norway.
Luckily, things have changed since then.
The last Olympic title in the sprint event went to the Finnish athlete Sampa Lajunen.
And for once, the Norwegians did not win a medal.
The combination of ski jumping and cross-country skiing holds a very special fascination.
It's particularly thrilling since the results in ski jumping are converted into seconds and added to the cross-country skiing time.
In the Olympic Games of 2002, the Italian Armin Zugeler won the competition ahead of George Hackl from Germany. George Hackl, also known as Hackl Schorsch, has long dominated this discipline. In 1988, he won his first silver medal. Then he got gold in 1992, 94, and 98. And in the last Games in Salt Lake City, he managed to win a silver medal again. He's one of the most successful athletes at the Winter Olympics ever.
That's gold and silver medals at 5 Olympic Games. Absolutely incredible.
The luge is exclusively steered by shifting weight and leg pressure. Not even mechanical brakes are allowed.
Oh, hairy and scary.
Yep. Speed skating is supposed to have been developed in the Netherlands as early as in the 13th century. That's where the first races were held too. It was only in the 19th century that this sport spread all over Europe. Christa Luding-Rotenberger also gave exceptional performances in 1984 and 88. In Sarajevo, she got the gold medal for the 500 meters, and 4 years later, in Seoul, she won a silver medal in sprint cycling.
Wow, she certainly earned her winter and summer medals.
Speed skating was one of the first disciplines to be taken into the Olympic repertoire, although in the first Winter Games only men were allowed to compete.
You know, that's right, the ladies had to wait until 1960.
That's right. During the last Winter Games in Salt Lake City, it was the German women and the Dutch men who dominated.
Yeah, but I remember that the Americans were also very good.
In 1980, the American Eric Heiden set an impressive record in Lake Placid. He won all 5 gold medals, and his fellow countrywoman Bonnie Blair won 5 gold and 1 bronze medal between 1988 and 1994.
Legendary stuff.
The most successful female speed skater in the Olympic Games to date was Lydia Skoblikova from the USSR. She won 6 gold medals between 1960 and 64.
She certainly is one in a million.
The Oval Lingato was especially built for these Olympic Games. Interestingly, after the Games, the hall will also be used for trade fairs and exhibitions. Speed skating is the fastest sport in the world, where top speeds of more than 60 kilometers per hour are reached.
Wow.
There's only 1 false start allowed per 2 starters. Anyone who jumps the gun the second time is disqualified, pure and simple.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh if you ask me.
Those are the rules.
Yeah, they are.
Some years ago, the invention of folding ice skates was a real revolution. This technique allowed the athletes to break all the previous records.
Nowadays, no one would do without them.
I remember that the Olympic Games of 2002 were dominated by the Croatian Janica Kostelic. She had a fabulous time by taking 2 gold medals in slalom and giant slalom and a silver medal in the Super G.
And then, after all of that, a gold in the combined.
A slalom competition was held as early as 1936 at the Olympic Games. Back then it was held in Garmisch.
Part of the combined, wasn't it?
Yep, you're right again. In contrast to downhill and Super G, the technical disciplines are held across 2 rounds. The results of both runs are then added together to give the total time. Super G, or Super Giant Slalom, is easily the youngest discipline in alpine skiing, with the first Olympic Super G held in Calgary in 1988.
That recently.
Yes. The last Olympic Super G was won by the Norwegian Kjetil Andrea Moth, beating both Austrians Eberharter and Schifferer. Historically, Norway and Austria are always outstanding at alpine skiing.
Well, you know, they did virtually invent it.
The Super G is one of the fastest disciplines besides downhill.
I agree. Whereas slalom and giant slalom are certainly the technical disciplines.
Looks very good indeed. Perfect rhythm, very high speed.
Wow, that's an amazing race.
Very consistent, smooth, and really, really fast. She seems to have found her rhythm.
Yes, she's looking really good.
Very regular, good speed.
Excellent. The speed could have been higher.
Yeah, she hasn't found her rhythm there yet. The race is a little uneven. You can see that she hasn't found her rhythm yet. A very erratic race so far, well off the top speed. Her race is totally out of rhythm. She takes the bend beautifully. She's on the perfect line through that bend, too.
Very, very nice to watch. A little off track. She's not taking a perfect line racing through that bend.
She's way off line here. That is unusual. The centrifugal forces are pushing her way off line, so she'll certainly lose some time here. Far from the ideal line.
On this bend, she appears to be having some problems keeping a good line.
So that was the start for her. Let's see what form she's in today.
And the race begins.
And there she goes.
Great.
They're starting at a very good speed indeed. Very fast run-up.
Gives them the right speed for the race.
They made a good run-up there. They're starting the race with a strong run-up. They lost a little time in the run-up.
But hopefully they'll make up for it during the rest of the race. They just can't seem to get going at all. That run-up was poor.
Very slow speed at the start. They're making a fantastic start.
Yeah, you can hardly do any better. Wow, they really are starting the race at full throttle.
Excellent run-up, great speed. Oh, it's not looking too good today. Not up to their usual standard.
That was pretty slow. We really have seen them do better.
They really must improve their run-up.
You know, the start is just so critical to the whole race.
Oh no, what are they doing?
It looks as if they didn't feel like running today, huh?
Excellent speed at the start. Powerful run-up. A good performance already here at the start. Very high initial takeoff speed. Very nice run-up, very powerful, high speed.
Not impressive speed there at all.
Not a great performance here. A little slow at the start. Very slow run-up. Much too slow.
Very slow at the start.
Clear problems at the start.
Well, that won't set the right speed at all. Here we go.
He's starting the race. That was the signal for him to start. That was just great.
Yeah, she really did make a perfect start.
An excellent start.
Well, isn't she one of the greats? Great start! What a super start!
Yep.
Wow, she's off to an amazing start there.
She starts aggressively.
Looking good.
Looking very good, that start. Extremely powerful.
Well, that's just as it should be.
That looked pretty good.
But I'm sure she has some room for improvement.
That was an okay start. We've definitely seen better from her.
Yeah, we have. Good. Good start again. Well, I'd say she should keep practicing her starts.
Yeah, I'll say. That really didn't look good at all.
Not at all.
Nope, that's not what I would call a perfect start.
Well, you could tell before she moved she was too uptight.
Okay, that start was all right.
All right, yes, but she could improve on it. Uh-oh, she miscalculated there.
Oh.
Oh, that was the pits.
That failed start cost her dearly.
Sure did.
A perfect start! He did everything just right.
Wow, what an amazing start. Just perfect.
He set off like a streak of lightning. Easy going, a picture book start, truly second nature. That is a phenomenal start.
Wow, what a start. He really did get off well. Great! What a great start!
He starts with such energy.
Yes, it definitely gives him the right speed for this race. Good start.
No kidding. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah, it looked good.
Well, that was not too bad.
Well, I'm sure he could have done better.
That was an okay start.
Not too hot, I'm afraid to say. That looked a little awkward.
Let's hope he'll make up time during the race. He seemed to have some problems at the start there.
Yeah, definitely. He's already lost precious time. Oh, that was poor. Let's hope he can pull himself together again.
Oh my, he normally does much better starts than that.
God, it looks like he's crawling. Was he asleep at the start?
An absolutely perfect start. A great start.
Yeah, technically perfect.
A perfect start.
Perfect. Now that was excellent.
Yes, it was. A technically perfect start.
Yeah, it looked very impressive.
Fantastic start.
Absolutely perfect.
Wow, what a brilliant start. First class.
Very good indeed. Great start.
Impeccable. A very good start. You don't get much better than that. A powerful start.
Wow, that's lovely to watch, isn't it?
Oh, yes. That start looked good.
Well, there's still room for improvement, I think.
Yes, but you can always do better. A good start. That start was okay, I'd say.
Yeah, pretty much okay.
A reasonably good start.
Yes, but you could really make much more of it.
That start looked rather good.
I don't know. It definitely wasn't perfect if you ask me.
An okay start, I'd say.
No, it wasn't even that good.
Some problems there at the start.
Well, possibly a lack of concentration.
Totally missed the start.
Indeed, a clean miss.
Well, you rarely see a start as bad as that at this level.
I agree with you. You really have to focus at the start. Otherwise, things like that, well, they can easily happen, huh?
Oh, no, too bad.
Oh, much too slow. False start.
Oh, she was a bit premature there. She jumped the gun. She needs to concentrate now. Excellent start.
Oh, now that looks fast. A truly great start.
A very good start. Powerful start.
Yeah, very good.
Very good run-up. Very powerful. That run-up didn't look that good.
Well, she definitely lost some critical time there.
Oh yeah, the start.
In any case, she can do better.
That start looked okay.
But it wasn't particularly fast.
She didn't start well.
Yeah, she simply gave time away there.
Not a good start. She seems a little weak in this area. Her engine's not running smoothly.
No, she now has to find her rhythm, and fast, otherwise she can give up any hope of a medal.